Hello everyone, this is a video that I'm making for a friend of mine. It's one that he requested specifically, so this is for him. It's a video about something which I picked up recently, another one of my little restoration projects. If you've been reading my blog, then you'll know that I like buying things and fixing them up and fiddling around with them. Anyway, this is about my latest little thing which I found, which was this rather battered looking cigarette lighter. I picked this up for like $10 or something at a local flea market on the weekend, and I've spent the past few days pulling the whole thing apart, replacing worn parts, putting it back together and trying to get it to work. This is a lift arm cigarette lighter of a kind that was very common in the 1910s, 1920s, 1930s. Kind of died out after the 1930s, I think. 40s, 50s, they'd really moved on to, things that didn't look, quite like they had, bits of plumbing sticking out the top. But I think it's cool. It's a wacky little thing. I confess that the main reason that I bought this was not because it looked old or anything like that. Okay, that was one reason. Another reason was because of the coat of arms on the other side. This is the coat of arms of a local high school. It's also the coat of arms of the school which I went to for many, many years. And yeah, that was what drew me to this. And I just thought, it's a nostalgia hit. I mean, I just had to have it. And I couldn't imagine that something like this was especially common, so I thought, it would be something nice to have. So I got it home. It did not work when I bought it, obviously. There was no fuel in it, it was wouldn't light, and it was incredibly, incredibly dirty. I had to remove the flint, I had to remove the wick, I had to remove the cotton wadding inside, which probably hadn't been changed in decades. The lighter was retailed by a local tobacconist shop, and it was manufactured in Germany by the Karl Weiden cigarette lighter manufacturer. You can see that here on the bottom. The KW is for Karl Weiden. I believe this is the model 620, which is from the early 1930s, about 1932, 1933, around there. So yeah, it's an interesting lighter. I'll pull this out for you. In here we have a little fuel tank. You can probably hear the lighter fluid inside. Then we have the cotton wadding, which you can see in there. Stuffed in there is also the wick, so this goes in there like that. Then this is the flint tube. We have the spring, we have the flint right at the end. Then we have this little nut that holds everything in tension. Basically, this works like a Zippo lighter. The spring, held in tension by the nut, presses the flint hard up against the wheel at the end. The wheel is corrugated. As you turn the wheel, it scrapes against the flint, it sparks. The sparks ignite the gas vapors coming off the wick here, and that is what causes it to light. This is a lift arm cigarette lighter because it has an arm that lifts up here at the back. This is to snuff out the light and to keep the wick clean. And you open up like this. If you want to clean it out, then you flip it down like this as well. And this is how it works. You flip it up, and there we go. Not bad for something that is nearly 100 years old, nearly 90 years old, and it still works pretty good. So yeah, I'm just gonna hold this up to the lens and hopefully not melt it or anything, and you'll see just how well it works. Yeah, so this is the flint wheel. This is the thumb wheel at the bottom. They're connected, they're one piece. And then this is the wick, and this is the wick nozzle, and this is the flame at the top. And then to turn it off, you simply snap it down. Then, see if I can do this with my other hand. There we go. It took a lot of effort to get this thing working. The spring inside here is actually quite buggered up. It's 85 years old. It's never going to work perfectly. So basically, I have two flints stuffed in here to provide the added tension so that I get enough friction to light the lighter. My intention is to replace this spring with a new one. Lighter flints have not changed much in 100 years, so as a result, the springs which press them against the wheels have not changed much in 100 years. So finding a replacement spring out of a cheap modern $2 lighter for another lighter which is 85, 90 years old is actually quite easy. So that's my intention. That's what I will do, and hopefully it will restore this back to complete working order without having to jerry-rig anything. But yeah, if you want to find out a bit more about this lighter, then I do have an article about it. I do eventually intend to have 2 articles about this on my blog. If you want to visit my blog, then the link is in the description below. Thank you very much for watching.